Hi there, Adrian Player here, mortgage broker based up in Brisbane. We do focus on the investment space, and we're going to give you a real life example of what I've done by buying apartments and how I've made some money. Then we're going to apply it into two different areas across the country at the moment, and I'll give you examples. All right, so this is all for those people that want to be making a little bit of money in real estate, the first time investors, and also the ones that want to buy a lot of property. And here's just one example. A lot of people think you can't be making money in units, townhouses, and villas, and I'll give you a real life example. So let's jump straight into it. Okay, so here's an area in South Brisbane. Woodridge. It's very renowned for being a low socio area and a rough area. If you go closer to the station, the rougher it gets. Now, a lot of people were seeing prices in this area in the range of say 140 to about 180 for 2-bed units at the moment, and also townhouses and villas. I heard so many times people say you can't make money in these rough areas. All right, and this is one good example of what I did. So I bought two investment properties while I was going through a buy sequence. I've got 9 investment properties in total. And what we did was we ran some data in Brisbane. Then we found that the prices had gone through the roof as far as the houses went. Then we looked at the disparity between the house prices and the unit prices, and we found that this area at that time had one of the biggest disparities in the whole city. So normally when house prices surge, you see huge gaps between the unit prices and the houses, and then obviously people see a lot more value in the units, the townhouses and the villas, and then they come back in and smash that. Okay, and that's exactly what we saw, and then we saw the rents go through the roof due to the demand in the area. So I'm going to go through a couple of these and you can see. So these are real life sold examples, and we're going to go right from the top because I've done a little bit of scrolling. So you can see that 21st of January 2022, so that's the start of last year. All right, 175, 174, 175, sold, 174, 157 for a 2-bed, 1-bath, one car townhouse. And I'll give you an example on my two. So I bought my ones for 161 and 162 and a half. The rents were sitting at 210 and 220 a week. Now the rents 18 plus months later are sitting at 320 and 340 a week. Okay, we've bought in a low strata building. You try and keep your strata costs, under your $2,500. That's the goal. The goal is to buy in the smaller boutique blocks with larger land component. So in my case, we bought in blocks that we had about 160 square meters of land per unit, and there weren't any flash flowers or elevators or anything like that, so the strata was really low. You got to check the strata reports as well to make sure that there's enough in the sinking fund, and also that there aren't any special levies or anything coming up for any works. All right, so bought those two, and now we can probably be selling them at 250 and 270. That would be a conservative figure right now. So if we come across to here, I'll just make sure it's showing on my screen. Yep. Okay, so we're showing that. Good. So 2-bedroom townhouse here, 300 grand sold, 290 for a 2-bedder unit, smaller boutique block. What else have we got? 272 for a 2-bed, 1-bath, 1 car, 272, 301, for a 2-bed, 1-bath, 1 car, and these are all sales completed in October to now. All right, so I'm very confident in the 250 and the 270 figures that there are, and on my buy price, obviously I'm making about 90 grand and 110 grand a piece on that inside of 18 months. So you're in a situation where you've made 200 plus grand in equity and the rents have surged through the roof, so you can either pull that equity back out and buy more property. You can do it that way, or you can use the surging rents to pay down the property, so then you own them outright. So that's real life examples on people's perceptions on property, and people think you can't make money on these cheaper properties, which you actually can. And then what we'll do is we'll talk about two markets at the moment for two different risk profiles of clients. So the first one would be the Perth CBD market and close to the ocean. There's a number of suburbs that I've been looking at that are in the kind of the high twos to the low threes, and we're starting to see the disparity between the house prices and the unit prices upwards of a 5-to-1 ratio, which is really large. The gap is huge, and if anyone knows anything about the Perth market, people are paying stupid money. So they've gone down to Rockingham, they've gone down to Mandurah, they've gone down to the Bunbury market. Everyone's trying to buy a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car property at the moment with depreciation. And there's just stupid money. Like, we've seen examples in the Bunbury market of properties being listed at 390 that are selling for 460 due to bidding wars at the moment. And if anyone knows about what's happened in the last 2.5 years, once you got out of COVID in Rockingham, you could be buying in Rockingham for low 300s. Now you can't really find anything for less than about 550 for a nice property. Seeing the whole thing, everyone's stacked into Armidale. 2.5 years ago in the high twos and the low threes. Now you can't really get much stuff for 4s and mid 4s. Then everyone went into Maddington, Forestfield and Thornley, all around the airport. Same thing happened there. Then they went down to Rockingham, same thing happened there. Then Mandurah, and now they're stacking out the Bunbury market. So the house prices are really gotten to a point now where only really stupid and dumb money is paying the overs at the moment, which leads to huge disparities in the townhouses and the villas at the moment. So I think that that's one of the best opportunities. So you want to find suburbs that you've got the low set, we're not looking for high density, and you're looking for areas where you're getting those kind of rental yields. And there are some particular suburbs that we're running data on where you're getting upwards of 8-9.5% gross yields on contract price. So I don't really care about contract price and yields on contract price. I always care about yields on debt. So as long as you're looking for low strata blocks with no special levies and the sinking fund is good, you're in a really good solid position to start loading up on some of this stuff, and the disparity always closes, because when the prices go up way too much on the houses, people get priced out, and then they start coming in and seeing value in the units, the townhouses and the villas. So if anyone wants a city, I'd be doing that in the Perth market. Second area that we would be doing that in is in northeast Queensland, but that's really for someone that's more comfortable on the risk profile. And I think that if you're in that market, really you're getting a lot of stuff under rebuild cost at the moment, and you're not getting stuff, you're getting stuff very similar to the prices that I showed you in the Woodridge market. So you could be buying up in the 150s to the 180s, and you're buying under rebuild cost, 2-bed, 1-bath, 1-car minimum. All right, and if you buy enough in 4 or 5 of the major towns and then hold it, you'll be very happy long term with those kind of areas with the data that we've been running. And If you look across the country, there's not really much left that's under rebuild cost. New South Wales has gone through the roof, so has Victoria. Adelaide's been pumping for 2.5 to 3 years. Perth, the houses have gone crazy. Everyone knows what happened in Tasmania with probably 2017 onwards, with Hobart going through the roof. So all the Melbourne money flooded in there, and even in the top in Burnie and Devonport and Launceston, it's hard to get stuff, good quality stuff under 400 grand now in those markets, where everyone was piling into those markets in the mid twos. Okay, even the low twos in northern Tasmania, anyone that kind of picked that market early. So really, the northeast Queensland market is where the price disparities are at, and we don't think that that's going to stay for long for under rebuild cost. And I guess under rebuild cost is a big thing that you need to talk about at the moment, due to the amount of building price increases, where we've seen probably 30 or 40% increase in prices for builds in the last, let's say, two years, and no one's building anything at the moment because there's no margin, and developers going bust, material shortages, worker shortages. So not a lot of supplies coming on anytime soon, and everyone wants this return on the rent and income, when really you can be making a whole lot from the growth on these kind of prices in these areas, as long as you understand and you run the data and the analytics. So yeah, I'm an investment mortgage broker. I've been in the space for probably 15 years in finance. Investment clients are 95% of my clients. The majority of them either want to income replace or make some money on property and then make decisions after that. And we have a lot of clients that are doing this at the moment. So you could either self-source this stuff yourself, or we can run it for you and self-source, and also guide you through renovations and who to speak to, because a lot of this kind of stock, you want to be buying stuff that's slightly older, where you can do 5, 10, 15 grand spruce ups with flooring and paint, and really get the rent up and the equity up. So that's something that you can be doing at the moment. And also a lot of people have misconceptions on strata properties, because really you're buying home insurance anyway on a standard property, and the premium increases we've been seeing at the moment are 20, 30 and 40%. Okay, so there's going to be a push back to these strata properties, because you don't need to get the home insurance, all right? You only really need to get landlord and contents on these properties. So the strata covers the home insurance anyway. All right, so this is just something to think about. If you want to go into this space and you want to buy 3, 5 or 7 of these, and then hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4 years and see these kinds of uplifts. I mean, imagine if you bought, let's say, 5 to 10 of these babies in Woodridge and Slacks Creek, in the area that we were seeing that value. You'd be making on every one of them 90, 100, 110, 120 grand. Okay, and that's life-changing money. A lot of people can't even get $1 million into their super now, and they work for 20, 30 or 40 years. And if you're a busy professional and you want your hand held through it, and you don't want a buyer's agency that's charging too much to get these kind of strategies through, we have that as well. And everyone knows that and this is always subject to you speaking with an accountant, but these buyer's agent fees, when you sell these properties, if you ever sell, goes into the cost base of the property. So you get a tax deduction when you sell these properties based on the buyer's agent fee that you paid when you got the property. All right. Out of my 9 properties, 8 of them are buyer's agent source. So I'm very well known in the space and understand the space very well. We do a lot of investment lending, and we do a lot of clients wanting to buy a lot more property using trusts and accountants, which not many mortgage brokers in the space in the country do. So if you have any questions on that, or if you need someone to run this strategy out for you and make some money in the property market, This is something that's changed my life. I'm sitting on over 2.5 mil worth of equity at the moment, and I could be fully income replaced inside of 3.5 years, which not many people can say, because the majority of the people that built larger portfolios built them before the lending laws changed in 2018. So you can't really use the same things that they did back then to build the larger portfolios, and so you do need to pivot, which is why we do a lot of trust lending with accountant sign off with the lenders at the moment, which allows you to recycle your borrowing power. So I hope this video has added a lot of value, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, then, bye. Oh, and also you can book a appointment down the bottom, and let's get these subscribers up. So the Calendly link is down the bottom in the description, and let's get the subscribers up on the channel and talking about property, leaving comments, and let's build up this channel and supply as much value as we can to people in the market. Have a great day. Bye.